Can I pick up on that point? Because that's where one of the other fundamental problems is that if you're talking about a CO2 equivalent tonnes per hectare, that's an absolute metric. And as it sits at present, you know, your average dairy farm in New Zealand is emitting about 9.6 tonnes of CO2 equivalent per hectare. And your average more extensive sheep and beef farm is somewhere around 3.5 tonnes. And so on a broad eligibility basis, you know, your standard sort of farming system per se is ineligible. Now, there is aspects of it that talk about transitional finance and various activities that might be deemed acceptable that could be transitioning to a lower thing. So, you know, I'll give them some credit for that. But if you take that big picture, then largely a lot of our production systems in New Zealand are ineligible on that big picture criteria. And the problem with that is, of course, as an industry, in terms of the work that we are doing around emissions reductions, that's based on an efficiency metric. So most of our dairy farms, etc., are receiving their know your numbers kind of stuff on the basis of a fat protein corrected milk, or almost basically a per kg of milk solids basis.
Density, yeah.
And that's what's driving the response that our customers want in terms of, you know, what is the carbon footprint, for example, of a metric ton of milk powder. It's based on the efficiency rather than the absolute emissions reduction. And there's real concern that as you get into trying to drive farm systems that lead to a lower absolute emissions, that we know that that tends to lead to lower total production.